Hi, I'm Coach Shayain. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to make the comparison from the hula hoop hips or the twist. Which ones should you be using? Should you be doing sideways when you're doing your golf swing? Or should you be twisting or coiling? This is one of the biggest mistakes that we see in golf. Last week, you would have seen me talk about how you make a Y with your hands and how you're trying to keep the Y connected in your backswing, not taking it into no man's land. So that is number one that you need to sort out first. This is number two. What is happening with our hips to gain more power? Let's get started. Before we get started about the hula hoop hips or the aloha hips or the twist and shout hips, let me quickly just tell you about this incredible net by Spornia. It is a 7-inch net. You can take it and put it in your garage. You could be outside like I am. You can take it into a park. It folds up. It becomes very, very small. At the end of this video, you will have access to seeing how it took me 7 minutes to put the whole thing up all by myself. And it was my first time doing it. And I know that as soon as I keep doing more and more, it's gonna be less time. But if you want the net or any information about it, in the description below, you will have all the details. Let's get started about the hip movement in golf and which way it should go. Let's do it from the other angle so you can see better. All right, so let's talk about the hips. Most beginner golfers, or just most golfers in general, when you want to gain more power, in most sports, you push back and then accelerate through. So what happens is you're going sideways, or like I like to call the salsa dancer or the hula hoop girl, right? The hula hoop back and forth, back and forth. In theory, it looks great, but that doesn't help when you're playing golf. What we are trying to do is not sway sideways. At least in your backswing, you're not trying to say sway sideways. Your first movement with your hips you're trying to do is actually push it backwards. So if you look at my knees and my legs, my right leg actually goes a little bit back and this butt cheek goes towards that back wall. If I was to show you sideways, so over here, this is what somebody that's swaying sideways looks like. And in terms of a coil or a twist, we're trying to bring this back. This movement for a lot of you is going to be very difficult, but like in my last video, I told you, repetition, repetition. So you have to keep repeating this move when you're in the house, when you're making your coffee. I'm the weirdo that will stand outside an elevator or like in a grocery store, and I will find a straight line on the ground with my feet, and I'll just stand there doing this, not with a stick in my hand, while I'm waiting in line or waiting for the groceries. You can do it with your hands crossed or just stand and do this. You want this to be second nature. Your right hip and butt cheek and pocket is going backwards, not sideways. So you are going to have to practice this quite often. It is not an easy move. I know, I am telling you right now, a lot of you with hip pain, knee pain, joint pain, you might have a little bit of trouble, but it's as far back as your body lets you go. Some of our bodies will let us go a lot further, but this is the movement we are trying to do. Other cues and things to think about: your back. You are trying to have your back face the target. So for example, if my target is that way, my flag, and when I do my twist, my back faces the target. That is how I know that I have done a proper twist. Then I swing through, and then my belly button and my hips face the target. So that's one way of kind of understanding how this works. If I face you in this direction, let me go back here. So I have my ball here, and you've watched my last video. I'm gonna move this back. I have my ball here. You've watched my last video. We're keeping the Y connected. We're following this imaginary straight line behind the ball, right? And now I'm here, and now I am twisting. I'm twisting. I have my back towards the target. Okay? What 98% of you do is you all go this way, and then you would do it. You'll start here. So now I'm gonna hit way behind the ball, and I'm gonna be stuck on my back foot, trying to scoop this up, and then also bringing it forward. Again, what most of you do is you do this correctly, and then you'll sway your hips, and then you'll try and hit the ball. So the correct thing is you're twisting. Let me show you a great way to do this in your house against a wall. I'm gonna show you right outside over here. Standing against a wall, a little further from the wall, okay? So you're here, and all you're trying to do is right butt cheek, right butt cheek, right butt cheek. Looking down, right butt cheek. Okay, you're not doing this. So if you look again, this is swaying, right butt cheek, right butt cheek. Keep practicing it. As you're practicing it, my knees, if you look, my left knee comes in. My left knee comes in, and my right leg almost like locks. You can do it against here to see. Have like your fist. Have your fist against the wall and turn. Turn. If you hit your fist, you know you're going sideways. Turn. Turn. So do this while you're making your coffee, you're making dinner, you're waiting for an elevator. You could be the weirdo like me who just stands there and does this to feel this motion. Yes, it's gonna work your abs, it's gonna work your right knee for some of you who haven't been able to turn your hips, but just keep practicing. So we are not swaying sideways, we're not the hula girl, we're not the salsa girl. We are pushing back. So I'm not even hitting my hand at all, right? Back. Now, there is a little bit of forward sway, so when I'm hitting through, I can bring my hips forward. That's not the issue. It's the backwards that we're having the issue with, which 98% of you are all doing the same thing. So you've watched the first video. We're not having our hands come back here. We're having our hands come here. Another drill you can do. Hands come here, hands come here. Find a wall, find something, you're bringing your hands here. This is your first motion, not. So let me know in the comments below if this video helped you. Give it a like, make sure you click the subscribe button, and give me the salsa girl emoji if you're never going to make sure your hips go sideways in golf, but instead you do the coil or the twist, okay? Thank you so much for watching and your support, and I'll see you next week.